I am out walking my dog. Where is she? There she is. And it's Mother's Day. And it's 11 o'clock and it's like 30 degrees out. And I have a dilemma because I haven't sent my mom a card. And I always do. This is the first year I've not done so. Because there's always been no problem doing it. Oh, there was maybe 1 year when I didn't feel like doing it, so I just wrote a bare bones card, Happy Mother's Day, love from your daughter. And she didn't like that, but she thanked me for it anyway. And once when I was a renegade, rebellious teenager, I neglected it because I was busy with my boyfriend, and for some reason I forget how that went, but we ended up both buying her a potted plant. I guess my attitude was a bit off that year and she showed her displeasure. And then one time when I was a kid, I didn't do anything and my parents both rang me through the ringer for not doing anything. I was just a kid. But boy, my dad shouted at me. Anyway, so now the problem is, recently my mother told me that she believes strongly in hell. She's a born-again Christian as of about 5 years ago. And she thinks that bad people go to hell, such as Hitler and Manson and Stalin. And the blasphemy sends you to hell. So murder and blasphemy. So blasphemy consists of saying, oh my God, or holy Christ, or Jesus, do you believe that? You know. So there you go. Walloping, I'm going to hell. And she knows that I use religious curses because I'm an atheist. And everybody else around her also talks that way. I mean, what could be more normal than saying, oh my God? I'm wearing a very bright t-shirt today. I ordered this online and I thought it would be a more earthy yellow. I didn't realize it was going to be rubber duck yellow. So I think I'll put it in a tea bath and try to tone it down a bit, but that's beside the point. The point is what to do about Mother's Day. Do you send your mom a Mother's Day wish when she tells you you're going to hell for being yourself? When she allies herself with a weird cult who damn your soul and teach her all kinds of nonsensical, strange things? What do? I don't know what to do. I don't like who she's become. And I feel betrayed by her, and I feel like good moms don't hang out with people who damn their daughters' souls or who believe that fire purifies the wicked. Because guess what? That's why they burnt witches. My mom says that if it's in the Bible, it must be true. And the Bible, I have been an anti-Bible person my whole life, largely because of the background of evangelism from my mother's side of the family. So now it rests upon my shoulders. Do I become estranged? What do I say? I can't think of, other than just Happy Mother's Day, I love you. Because of course you still love your mom. People love their moms no matter what. I don't like who she is as a person. But I don't think she likes who I am either. It would be an email at this late date with some emojis. But it has to be genuine and it has to be authentic. So I'm riddled with all these thoughts. Am I going to regret it after she passes on eventually, doing nothing? Am I going to think I was petty? Am I going to think I was cruel, vindictive, spiteful, mean? This is what my godmother says I am now. There's Coco. Can you see her? She likes to go around me counterclockwise. And she's going without her muzzle today, so I have to watch her so she doesn't eat poop. Gosh, it's hot. So this is the problem. And yeah, I haven't heard from my kid yet, but no pressure there. Hey, drop it! Drop it! Oh, Jesus. I did order her another muzzle, an anti-scavenge muzzle. It's got a little space between the end of the plastic and then the very end of the plastic so that they can't actually reach the poo. But that might not get here for over a month. Maybe I should have ordered it from somewhere else. So, what to do about Mother's Day? She said, I just read an article about a woman who had a very neglectful mother. I think that's different from a mother who's overly involved and controlling and doesn't respect your personal boundaries and then gets mad at you when you try to assert a boundary, like, hey, don't use my stuff without asking, hey, don't enter my home without my permission. And then she gets mad at me for being mad because I would never do anything to hurt you. That's her response. And now she says I'm going to hell because I don't believe in Jesus. And it's so toxic and so unhealthy. And I don't want to honor that. I don't believe in that. I know that she's just trying to be the best person she can and she's scared of dying. And that makes me really sad, and I have tried to teach her that she doesn't need to be afraid. Death is nothing to be afraid of. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's easy, just like Bella says in the vampire movie. I know because I got close during childbirth. I'm back now. So I had told her by text recently how I feel about all this blasphemy and hell nonsense. And also that it is bad for me, for my mental health, for my psyche, I said, because she had said, because I had quit a job recently because of interpersonal problems, and she said that I did the right thing because it was bad for my psyche to stay in a situation that I didn't approve of, right? Speaking of psyche, I thought it would be an interesting side note to teach her a bit about the origin, the etymology of the term psyche, because Psyche was a character in Greek mythology, and there's a reason for the origin of the word, so I sent her information about that, which she didn't read because I think she thought it would be heresy because it was about non-Christian gods and goddesses. So now I said to her in this text that it was bad for my psyche to maintain communication with someone who damns my soul for being my natural, authentic self. And I don't take that back. I absolutely... So I wasn't even sure if she had received those texts because I had texted her prior to that, and then she wrote back to tell me again that she was back online as if she hadn't received my replies. So I didn't know whether she would even get those texts. So I didn't take it too seriously. And then I saw after, because I blocked her after I said that, that I saw later, like a week later, that she had replied. And I didn't want to read her reply because I was afraid of what it might say. So I went ahead and deleted the thread. I did take screenshots of what I had said, my final words to her, but I didn't take screenshots of what she said to me prior to that. So I don't know what she was saying. I can only imagine what she was saying, and I don't really want to know, and it doesn't really matter anyway. But I don't want to read it just in case it was something spiteful or hurtful, because she has been spiteful and hurtful in the past. When I have asserted myself, when I have tried to assert a boundary, when I've said, no, don't treat me that way. So am I going ahead with my word, or am I breaking it? Did I mean it? Did I mean what I said? You know, what does that entail? What does maintaining contact with someone who believes I'm going to hell, what does that look like? Does that mean I don't send her a birthday card? I don't send her a Christmas or Mother's Day card as well? What's the right thing to do? That would be fickle, wouldn't it? I mean, I can still send her greetings without reading hers. I did appreciate the birthday card that she sent me. It was brief and it was pretty, and there was a very kind message from her husband in there, which I appreciated. Because he could tell me to go to hell too, but he hasn't. And I worry about him because he's an agnostic as well. I worry about what kind of environment he's living in now with a Bible thumper in his house. Oh. So I'm thinking I should sit here for a while and muster up some true sentiments. I'm also worried about karmic retribution, that if I don't send my mom a Mother's Day wish, my kid won't send me one. That she's in cahoots with him, or that she's triangulating him, which she has done in the past. And she's probably calling him up and crying on the phone to him and playing on my kid's fragile and gentle heartstrings. But I guess I got to have faith in my kid, that my kid can separate one relationship from another. I mean, my kid's had plenty of practice doing that between his father and me. And he still loved both of us, despite our resenting one another. So it's tough. It's tough, folks. Don't damn your daughter's souls. So I texted a friend. Luckily, I have a friend, and asked him what I should do. And he didn't have to say, but he reckoned that for any reason, it is good to do something nice for a mom, to tip the hat to moms in general. So, simple answer, simple question. I think I was getting too tangled up, and I didn't know whether the right thing to do is for myself, for my own honor, you know, in order to be a good person and to be an honorable person who does what they say they're going to do and who doesn't say things they don't mean. So I had to figure out what it means, and ultimately I think I don't want to let her falling onto religion for support to change the way I act and to affect the sort of person I am and what I would do. So I guess I just needed an unsullied, unmuddied opinion from someone who's not me. So what I did, I went ahead and wrote a very simple Happy Mother's Day with a bunch of flower emojis and love from me. And I called her Mom. I didn't use her first name. That's it. I don't want to say anything more than that. I don't want to add my little P.S. There's no such thing as hell, because I wanted to. P.S. Hell's not real. We can talk about that on other occasions, and we have, and it never goes anywhere good. So ultimately what it boils down to is, who am I and who do I want to be, right? So despite her fear and her failing and her bad behavior, like that woman in that article, she sent her mom a Mother's Day card, even though her mom neglects her so, and has not been there for her when she has needed her, or for her kids. And I have the opposite problem. She had every reason to ignore her mother. Her mother sent a birthday card to her kids that was actually a Christmas card, and crossed out Merry Christmas and wrote Happy Birthday on it. I mean, how awful can you get? So that's what I decided to do. Because you never know, you might change your mind in the future. And I do tend to be defensive, even hostile in defending myself. And I need reminding now and then about that, I guess.